Little children, I'll take thee away into a land of enchantment.
Hey guys, Defected Zombie here. We are gonna get this stupid episode recorded, if it's the last thing I do. First, I'm gonna give you a little bit of info about my day. I got up at 6:19 in the morning. I was wide awake, all happy, decided I'm gonna have breakfast, and I'm gonna watch my episode of Grey's Anatomy that I hadn't finished last night. So I sat down with some nice breakfast, all ready to watch Grey's Anatomy, ate my breakfast, watched my episode, decided, okay, here's what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. I'm going to go ahead and sit down, have some me time, play some Subnautica, maybe some Ark, yada yada yada, go use the bathroom, almost fall off the toilet laughing at Sagasol. Then I decided to come back and, after an hour of just I loaded up Ark and I didn't even get like 15 minutes into it. Because I just started falling asleep right then and there. Could no longer stay awake. So I decided, it's still early enough. I guess I could go take a nap. I had been up for 48 hours prior. And so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go take that nap that I was planning to take that never happened. So I went ahead and I laid down. I mean, I ended up not actually sleeping that late. I got up around 11, or not 11, around 1:19, 1:20. Had an email from my dad saying that him and the electrician who was supposed to come today ended up deciding that they couldn't do it today, so they'll be back later. So that, I ended up writing that off my list, and so I decided, okay, well, I guess since I'm no longer having to worry about people interrupting me, I'll sit down and record. So I recorded this entire episode. And was like, awesome, I did it. I finally got it done. And so I click out of the game and go to look at the recording only to realize there's no recording. It never started recording, and of course, because of the program that I'm using, which isn't Shadowplay, there's that whole issue where there's no notification to let you know whether or not you started recording. So I was really irritated, so I was like, okay, fine. So I went back and, decided, okay, I checked everything, made sure it was running right, made sure everything was ready, did a couple of test recordings, everything worked, came back into the game, and, started the recording again. I'd spent 30 minutes recording this video, got through the same levels several times. Several freaking times. And then I exited out of the game, finished recording, was all excited, and felt really good about it. And then I noticed that for some reason it had paused the recording 13 seconds in. And there was a notification asking me, are you sure you want to unpause? I wasn't even wanting to pause, so I don't know why I would be needing to give you my permission to unpause. So it was like, ugh. I was like, there has to be a way to do this. So I went ahead, you know what, we're going to play this level while I talk. I went ahead and I spent like 2 more hours looking up research online about how to get XSplit to, is there a way to get notifications from XSplit telling you that you've started recording? There was not. Everything I read said basically the best way to do this is to have multiple screens so that you can have XSplit pulled to one side of the screen. So I said, okay, well, that's doable. I have like 1 million monitors lying around and several small little 15 to 12 inch TVs lying around. So I went to go look for these TVs. I couldn't find any, but I did manage to find this old school monitor that didn't even have... Whose food am I carrying? I have no idea. but I ended up, I managed to find this monitor and ended up trying to hook that up and seeing if I could get like the dual screen functionality to work on my computer. So I hooked up the monitor and suddenly like my entire computer decided to just go black. So not only did I not have double display, but I didn't even have one display. So I was like, what the hell? So long story short there, it turned out that I had somehow knocked the display loose, the cord loose, and I didn't realize I had done that. So I ended up going through and figuring that out. It took me a while. And so I finally got that all squared away. And I thought, okay, well, you know, things could have been worse. So then, but I still couldn't get the second monitor to function. Crap, I put those guys backwards. I didn't mean to do that. That was a waste. Oh well. But yeah, I still couldn't get the second monitor to work, and I had no idea why. And so I basically was like sitting, you know, trying to figure that out, restarting my computer like 3 to 4 times. Still couldn't quite figure out anything. It was very irritating, actually. So I ended up doing some research online. About 2 hours of research later, I found out that MSI motherboards. Dang it. I'm gonna quickly start this level over, and yes, you will see the progress we made. Yeah! All of that. All of that. Never happened. Anyways. So I ended up doing like 3 hours long research to figure out how to do dual monitors using, like, because I actually had the hookups, I have the connections, I had everything. I actually had 2 HDMI ports to be able to use for dual monitors, but they didn't work. So I spent 2 hours of research. Once I got my display to come back on, I ended up rebooting the computer 3 times. And that got the display working. I still have no idea, like, I still have honestly no idea what caused it to just malfunction like that. But, basically I just restarted the computer like 2 to 3 times and it finally came back on. And in the process of that, so once God, no, bad. Stop leaving. You're not allowed to leave. I hate you people. I'm gonna wait and just, okay, there we go. But yeah, so, once I had gotten the display to start working again, I did 2 hours of research looking into how to set up dual monitors using an MSI motherboard, and why would my MSI motherboard not allow me to hook up my, to hook up a secondary monitor. It turned out that apparently, in the BIOS for MSI, when you get a computer that has an MSI motherboard, when they install the video card for the MSI motherboards, or when they installed the video card on computers with MSI motherboards, it automatically disables the integrated graphics card for the motherboard. And so I had to go into my BIOS and figure out how to turn on my integrated video card. This took me another hour to do, because every time I turned off my computer to turn it back on to reboot it, you know, after shutting it down and everything, it still... Why? Stop giving me extra food! But anyways, it ended up, once I turned it off and shut down the computer to go into my BIOS, once again, the display wouldn't come back up. this point, I'm like, what the heck? And I'm all like freaking out, wondering if I did something really badly, really bad that messed up my screen, and so on and so forth. And so I finally go back and look through everything to see if I can figure out what all is going on and why. And like basically it just ended up being this whole big giant freaking fiasco. And eventually I got my display to start working again. And once I got my display to start working again, I finally I had everything set up. I had the integrated thing switched back on, so that shouldn't have been a problem. So I go ahead and I start the computer back up, get absolutely everything going. Like, everything 100% going. There was no reason that it shouldn't be working at this point, and so on and so forth. And so I'm sitting there. I turn on the computer, can't get the display to come up. I turn it off, turn it back on, turn it off, turn it back on, finally comes back on. And I get into Windows, and the second monitor's still not coming on. And I'm like, what the heck? So I look at my device manager. There's still nothing there. It's not showing up. I'm like, what the heck? I'm so frustrated at this point. So I continue to look, and so I decide, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and shut off my computer. I shut it off. Again, I have to redo it like 3 to 4 times. I have no idea why. And then, it finally comes back on, and the display's still not there, so this time I decided to go ahead and shut it down to try and get the display monitor to, or to go back into BIOS to see if maybe I just did something weird, or, if I miscalculated something, or just, overall to figure out what the problem could possibly be. And, like, I finally get to this point. And, right as the computer is about to shut down, like, literally, right as it's ready to shut down, it ends up coming, like, the second monitor ends up coming up, and so I'm like, awesome. So I get everything set up and ready to start recording, and, I go ahead and I start recording, and as soon as I start recording, the computer reboots. It's like, what? Why? So I go and I've messed this all up, haven't I? Okay, I'm just gonna restart this and finish this story first. But I go ahead and the computer reboots. I'm like, why? And then it occurred, I come back, I get the computer booted up after redoing it 3 to 4 times again. Get the computer booted up, and then finally, it's all up and running. I get a notification, all updates now complete, da-da-da-da-da. Apparently it had to upgrade or update the integrated graphics card, because obviously it had been disabled for several, at least for a good year now, good year to year and a half now. So it had quite a few updates to apparently go through. I just wish it had told me before just rebooting the computer. So that was done, that was taken care of. I finally am like, okay, now I can start recording. I'm all excited. I finally get into it. I pull up everything. I set up both monitors. This game, me and this game have some serious things to address. First of all, these are the options for this game. Full screen, none. Full screen, yes. Sound effects, music. No resolution settings. No nothing. So I start trying to record, and I shit you not, this game spanned across both screens, and I still only could see just the top portion of high scores. You couldn't see anything else below it. and it was spanned again all the way across this screen and half of the other. And I'm like, oh my god, how do I fix this? And then, so because I load everything through Gamehouse, it doesn't download the game like it usually would. So I'm sitting there trying to figure out, how do I get this game to load in a way that like, where do I go to set the preferences? And so I started Googling that. There is nothing, no information whatsoever. So I finally figured out where it was. It was in, app data, the same place you go when you need to edit your, Minecraft folder. So I finally found the folder and proceed to start, looking at this and setting up the graphics and trying every single thing. And nothing was working. Nothing would fix the screen. And then I got it so that it was actually like a fixed screen on the computer. So it wouldn't scale, and it was just a fixed whole screen. But then it wouldn't record. It wouldn't register it as the desktop because what it was doing was pushing all of the second screen, or pushing part of this desktop, like all of the stuff that would be behind it or running in the background of this desktop. Like it was pushing it into the second screen, and I'm like, what on earth? Why are you doing this to me? And so I'm like, okay, is there a way to run this as windowed full screen so I would be able to record it? Of course, there was not. So at that point, God damn. At that point, what was I saying? So, of course, by that point, I'm like, oh my god, am I gonna have to detach this and go back to, like, struggling with the recording software to figure this stupid thing out and actually be able to record this? And so I was just like, I was so frustrated, so tired. I hadn't eaten yet because this had taken up all of my afternoon and evening and attention. I was determined to find a solution and make it work. And then eventually what I ended up doing, was I decided to just play it in windowed mode, but when you play this game in windowed mode, it's... Alright, well, just to give you an idea, I can still see Facebook and all of my stuff up around my, around this game. It's just a tiny little box on my screen. Like, the tiniest little box on my screen is what I am looking at. I can barely make out the goal the goal number on my screen. Why? Stop with this extra food thing. Why does it do that? Anyways, but yeah, so I'm now got this playing in the tiniest little window. I'm hoping that in the recording it shows up full screen for you guys, because what I found out was that the recording software allows me to highlight a specific window that I am using on the desktop. Like, I could highlight strictly the Google Chrome window, and it would record specifically that blown up into 1920 by 1080. So I'm hoping that actually is going to provide the functionality and make it so you guys can actually see the screen. But yeah, so it is now, what, 10:09 p.m. And as I said, I have literally been working on this all day and have just now started to record. I did actually go ahead and go out and eat. But yeah, so that's been my afternoon. Doesn't that just sound like so much fun? Aren't you just so envious of my day right now? that being said, our topic for today is actually supposed to be the video about parents teaching their kids to masturbate. So, let's hop in and start discussing that topic, shall we? Let me go ahead and get these guys fed. Hopefully I can get there quick enough. Woohoo! There we go. Nip down here. Now we've already lost somebody, but I'm hoping that we'll still be okay. This is the last level of this whole stretch of restaurants. So, it's a little bit more on the extreme side. Man. Okay, I gotta redo this. This is gonna be a long recording. I apologize for that. So, let's start this off though. So recently on the internet, a video started flooding around the trending area about parents teaching their kids how to masturbate. Immediately, people took quite the uproar to this whole video. However, I went ahead and I watched that whole video, and instead, I didn't see anything bad about it. Instead, I saw everything right about it. Now, I would like to remind people that the, I can't, no. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play through this, we're gonna get to the next level, and then we will have the conversation. Or, once we get to a point where I can actually breathe for 2 seconds, we'll get to the conversation. Well, part of this video. So how are you guys? Is everything good with you? I hope you didn't end up having days or close to the same sort of day that I had. I wouldn't wish this type of day on even my worst of enemies. Give me your menus, old men. Old men. Manly men! Thank you, Mr. Mans. Give me. Come on, clicky, 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 clicky. I hope you guys can't hear, like, my mouse, like, being smashed upon. Since I just have old men lined up right now, I will go ahead and quickly get every guy and go away with the second food. I don't know why that keeps happening. Get these guys their stuff. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Come on, hurry up. Thank you. Let's go ahead and quickly do this. Okay, so. Come on. Oh, man. Oh, man. Woohoo! Okay, I'm gonna let her do her thing for a minute. Come on, podium. Thank you. Okay, so, as I was saying, recently on the internet, a video started flooding around the trending area about parents teaching their kids to masturbate. Immediately, people took up quite the uproar about this video. However, I went and watched that video. I personally saw nothing bad about it, and instead everything right about it. But let me elaborate that. As I said, this is meant to be a place where we can feel safe as a community to share our own personal thoughts and opinions about topics, where we don't have to worry or feel bad or ashamed about what we think, where even if we don't necessarily agree with each other or like what like what we're talking about or what somebody says about something, we know we to at least respect each other, and that having a difference of opinion is okay, etc., etc. Do 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 do. Quickly, 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 quickly. Food. There we go. So yeah, I understand that a lot of you are that quite a few of you may not actually agree with what I have to say here, and that's okay. It's my own personal opinion. Not trying to change the world, just make sure we're all heard. And dishes. Yes, that we're all heard in dishes. There we go. Let me go ahead and get the old man fogies set down. Okay. Sure, why not? There we go. Let's get these menus going. Shush, quit yapping at me, old man. It's not my fault I accidentally took your plate somewhere else. Shoot, 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 shoot. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Come on, Flo. Go, Flo, go. You can do it, Flo. Thank you. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. And nip back down. So, anyways, moving on. Now, as I said, but let me elaborate. As I mentioned before, I am constantly trying to stretch the limits of my limitations. And 3 to 4 years ago, I tried getting a job and working at McDonald's. Needless to say, it didn't last long. Anyways, one particular day, while I was on shift, we wound up having to call the cops to deal with an incident in the bathroom. 2 kids of the ages of 13 and 14 had been having sex in the bathroom. So that... just gonna let that sink in there for a minute while I put these in the sink. Gonna sink these dishes right on in there. There we go. Come, angry ladies of angriness. I know, I'm working on it. Sheesh. So grouchy and grumpy. I meant to sit those guys down. Whew. Yeah, I can't tell if that's a 17 or if it's 12. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Okay, well at least things are kind of calm now. Can kind of just do our own thing. Anyway, so more and more these days, kids are exposed younger and younger to sexual content. And yes, the internet is partly to blame. To all the people who have said that this isn't something you should teach or talk about to your kids because they are too young, my counter argument is World of Warcraft, Moonguard, Pornshire. And if that's not enough proof, feel free to log into imvu.com and create your own thing and check out one of the many, multiple BDSM marketplaces that are on that website. the thing about... Okay, anyways. All those BDSM marketplaces are literally flooded with, like, kids that are, like, 10 years and older. It's pretty ridiculous. We're not gonna make this, I don't think. Did I lose people? How many people did I lose? Yeah, we're gonna have to redo that one. Okay, let's go. Let's do this. We are going to win the heck out of this one. Anyways, unfortunately, with the rise of the internet and social media, it has become more of a platform like a giant version of public school, where kids at younger and younger ages will be more exposed to things they wouldn't have been before the internet and social media. All it takes is one kid's older brother to show them some porn before they show it to their friend, and so on and so forth. However, talking to your kids about sex and even letting them know or opening up to them about masturbation and allowing them to know it's a natural and okay, huge line. Yes, that's what I inform my kids about. Porn and masturbation is a naturally huge line. Oh my lord. It's been a day. Okay, let's get this down real quick. Awesome. We're off to a really good start this time. Maybe we'll be able to do it this time. Woof. Ew. It tasted like rancid salami. So, after my long day, Kat finally came home. And I asked her if we could go out to Giovanni's, which is like one of my favorite pizza restaurants in the local area. And I got a salami, fresh mozzarella, garlic, and ricotta and black olive pizza. And everything about the pizza would have been really, really good if I could have eaten it. Unfortunately, the salami was rancid. I did tell them, and they were very nice. They took it back and they replaced it, which was really nice. They gave me one with, pepperoni instead. So that was nice of them. But at that point, I had already kind of threw up a little in my mouth from the first bite of that salami, so I ended up not really being able to eat it, which was kind of depressing, actually. But I guess it, could have been worse. I don't really know how it could have been worse, but I did manage to get some nice mozzarella sticks and some really good meatballs before the whole pizza incident, so I did eat. But nope, not allowed to leave. Nope, no leaving for you. Whew. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Come on. There we go. So, moving on. However, talking to your kids about sex and even letting them know or opening up to them about masturbation and allowing them to know it's natural and okay, what they can end up promoting is an understanding that they don't have to rush into having sex because they're horny. They can wait until they're older and the time is right. And in the meantime, there are still perfectly good ways to scratch that itch. Like picking up all of these dishes off the table and putting them into the little sink thingy area. That's how I scratch that itch. How do you scratch your itch? No, okay, we're not. Let's not open the floor to that discussion. I mean, unless you want to. Uh, let's see. So, old men go first. Drats, I was hoping that they would fit in one of those. Okay, I'm gonna skip the old men for now. Get them seated. I will seat these women first. Okay, I think that's the best I can do for right now. Come on, menus. Thank you. And take them the juice. See if I can get this going real quick. Come on, quicker, quicker, quicker. We need Bounty, the quicker picker-upper. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so far so good. I think we're doing good. It's hard to tell sometimes. Boom. Boom. And boom. Come on, come on, come on. Faster, 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 faster. 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 Whew. It's a shame that I can't. Okay. You're gonna go there. I shouldn't have done that yet. Oh well. Oh, fine, whatever. Dang it. Fine. Go here. What in the world happened? How? Why? Ugh. Okay. Oh. It has been a day. It has been a day. How long have I been recording this? It's not going to tell me. I'm afraid this is running on too long, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this, this thingy. However, talking to your kids about, oh, right, I remember where I was. Heck, parents could even turn the idea of masturbating into a bit of an incentive in the long run by taking it a step further and explaining to their kids that not only is it okay to experiment and explore themselves, but it is and can lead to healthy sexual relationships later in life. Because it is through exploring that we do in fact learn our own bodies and know what can and won't feel good. Once we know that, when we do meet someone we want to share our lives with, being able to communicate those things to our partners can be very beneficial for a relationship. I actually know a few people in their early 20s who absolutely will not masturbate because it's embarrassing to them. And they think or believe that anything sexual should be done with a partner, not with yourself. Some of them have since started dating and have found each other. They're really and found. Oh God, not this part again. Some of them have since started dating and found their relationships to be sexually frustrating. A side note, something I feel seriously needs to be addressed to kids these days is that porn should not be a realistic expectation of sex. Anyways, these are my thoughts and opinions on the matter. Now I will open up the floor to you guys. But before I do that, I am finishing this level. We are going to give it one more go and we are going to ow, 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 no, 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 not what I meant to click. Bad, 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 bad elephant horn. I don't know why there's an elephant horn related to seafood, but I hate that thing. It's like, I go and I'm like, oh yes, like, yes, let's do this! And then it's like, like, oh god. Ugh. I am getting kinda tired. But I am determined to get this content out there. I'm determined to finish this level. I will finish this level. I will conquer it. I will conquer it like it has never been conquered before. I'm gonna stop talking like that. Come on, give. Thank you. Wrong table. Wrong table! Juicy, juicy, juicy juice. Floop. We're gonna massacre this level. I'm gonna massacre it entirely. The sad thing is I've already gotten it perfected at least 3 times. But then because of the issues with recording, I am now redoing it. Oof, why are you lagging? Stop with the lagging. We don't have time for the lag. The angry businesswomen do not have time for the lag. You cannot lag at angry businesswomen. It is bad form. Bad form. Let's get the old men seated first. Okay. Let's get them seated. Let's see. Okay. Let's get them seated, and we'll go ahead and get them seated and get them out of the way. Dang it, that's not what I meant to do in the slightest. Okay, I'm gonna redo this. I'm gonna be smart about it. Whew. This is gonna be my final attempt. If I don't get it this time on camera, we're just gonna call it good, and I will do it off camera, and we will come back to it. Or we'll come back to the game at the next level. Okay, aside this one. I'm gonna redo that because I want to build them up, because I want to get the old men down, sit it down first. It just works better. So, like, I've kind of come up with this arrangement thing where if you do the old men first, and then you do these guys next, and then these guys last, it tends to flow better. Oh, flow! But, no, in all seriousness, it does actually go better. Okay, and then one more of these guys. There. And now we should be able to get this done pretty quickly. Here we go. Yep, this time we're gonna get it. This time feels good. I feel good about this time. I don't know about you guys, but I feel good about this time. And look, we don't even have a second little thing of extra food this time. So yes, it is a good omen. Lack of extra food is a good omen. I never thought I would say that. And nip back down here, just in time for this. Get the new guys all nice and loaded. Make sure to get the old men first. Yep, that's how I want to do that. Now then, let's see. Okay, so I know I want to do... Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put them there, put them there, and grab them. I think I just goofed. Oh well. Oh man, I goofed that all up. But it's okay. We haven't lost any customers, and that's more important. Just goofed a little bit on the combo. There we go. Perfect. Well, as perfect as it could be, considering I already messed up the combo. Boom. 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 And go on and nip back down here. Okay, so we're at 6,000. Not too shabby. Okay. Let's see. That's what I wanted to, where I wanted to put them. However, I'm pretty certain. Okay, there we go. We'll have them down. Sure, why not? And have you there. Go ahead and do that. And call it good for right now. Come on, food. Or menus, thank you. Click. Go ahead and go down here. Stop being so angry. There we go. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. And boom, boom. Awesome. We've made goal. We still have quite a few seats to go, so maybe, just maybe we'll make this okay. We'll have to see. Oh yeah, check that out. I'm coming. Don't need to be grapey. No, no grapies. I'm gonna grab you. Let's see, so what do we have? You can go ahead and go there. You can go there. You can go there. There. Boom. Okay, maybe, just maybe, we'll be okay. Gonna come back down here real quick. Get these guys' hearts up before we go give food. What do you think, guys? You think we'll make it? Ooh, if we do, it's gonna be really close. Let's go ahead and get them back motivated for more food. I shall give a motivational speech about food. The food you shall have here will be great. It will taste so exotic you will think you are in Hawaii or some other foreign country. Not that Hawaii is a foreign country. Nope, I failed. This is why I don't use speeches. Clearly, I mean, look at the channel. Did I not do you? Did I fail to do you properly? That's a bizarre question. Let's go ahead and get them drink. Oh! Oh! We made expert score! We made expert score! Yay! I have tears in my eyes. Finally! Something's gone right today. Holy crap! Yay! Perseverance, guys. Perseverance. When life gives you diners, you dash! Okay. Let's wrap this up, shall we? Actually, you know what? For those of you who are good to go and have seen everything and who are still with me, I'm about to go ahead and I'm going to quickly reread my script because I know it came out very discombobulated. So, this way it'll be all nice and connected and the whole message can come through together instead of, like, sporadically apart in between all of the hecticness that was this level. So if you've already got the gist of it and you don't want to rehear it, you can go ahead and just click on to the next video. If you want to hear it in the complete way, then stay tuned because I'm going to go ahead and just reread through this right now. So recently on the internet, a video started flooding around the trending area about parents teaching their kids to masturbate. Immediately, people took up quite the uproar about this. However, I went and watched that video. I personally saw nothing bad about it, and instead everything right about it. But let me elaborate. As I mentioned before, I'm constantly trying to stretch the limits of my limitations, and 3 to 4 years ago, I tried getting a job and working at McDonald's. Needless to say, it didn't last long. Anyways, one particular day I was on shift. We wound up having to call the cops to deal with an incident in the bathroom. 2 kids, the ages of 13 and 14, had been having sex in the bathroom. More and more these days, kids are exposed younger and younger to sexual content. And go away, Rad. To sexual content. And yes, the internet is partly to blame. To all the people who have said that this isn't something you should teach or talk about to your kids because they are too young, my counter argument is World of Warcraft, Moonguard, Pornshire. And if that's not enough, log on to IMVU for a few days and check out the numerous BDSM markets that are flooded, absolutely flooded, with kids from 10 years old and upward. Unfortunately, with the rise of the internet and social media, it has become more of a platform, like a giant version of public school, where kids at younger and younger ages will be more exposed to things they wouldn't have been before the internet and social media. All it takes is one kid's older brother to show them some porn before they show it to their friend, and so on and so forth. However, talking to your kids about sex and even letting them know or opening up to them about masturbation and allowing them to know it's natural and okay, that can end up promoting, or what that can end up promoting is an understanding that they don't have to rush into having sex because they're horny. They can wait until they are older and the time is right. And in the meantime, there are still perfectly good ways to scratch that itch. Heck, parents couldn't even turn or could even turn the idea of masturbating into a bit of an incentive in the long run by taking it a step further and explaining to their kids that not only is it okay to experiment and explore themselves, but it is and can lead to healthy sexual relationships later in life. Because it is through exploring that we do, in fact, learn our own bodies and know what can and won't feel good. Once we know that, when we do meet someone we want to share our lives with, being able to communicate those things to our partners can be very beneficial for a relationship. I actually know a few people in their early 20s who absolutely will not masturbate because it's embarrassing to them and they think or believe that anything sexual should be done with a partner, not with yourself. Some of them have since started dating and found their relationships to be sexually frustrating. A side note, something I feel seriously needs to be addressed with kids these days is porn should not be a realistic expectation of sex. Anyways, these are my thoughts and opinions on this matter. Now I will open up the floor to you guys. But before I bounce off this video again, I want to say I couldn't help myself with the intro. I know some may find that wildly inappropriate. Humor helps me deal with topics I otherwise would find uncomfortable. And I would like to stress again, I want everyone, or would like for everyone, to feel able to express themselves in the way that's most comfortable for them, without fear or worry that it would make what you have to say any less important or heard. We aren't trying to change the world here, just create a place where we can communicate and express ourselves. And on that note, I shall see you guys in the next video. And we did it! Okay, bye.